I don't know what's going on in this image. There's a lot that I'm kind of confused about. Look at Wilma in a black dress for some reason. I don't know why Barney has a helmet on while they're out swimming. And I don't know if this is Dino and something else, but that looks like a sea monster. That doesn't even, it's too big. Also black is Pebbles, like the bottom of her swimsuit there, which is unusual. The color scheme is a little weird. Fred's about to belly flop into what I guess is a sea monster, but it looks like Dino. This is from Milton Bradley, and there we go. The object is the first to get home from vacation wins. That's the loser. You should want to stay on vacation as long as possible. And there they have the Flintstones seal, the seal of approval for the Flintstones. Ages 7 to 12, so I've aged out of this game, but I'm going to see if I can break the rules and play it myself. Those guys were lucky, man. They had some pretty wives. All right, the Flintstones game based on the TV series The Flintstones, in which Fred Flintstone always manages to mess things up. And look, they put that in quotes. He always managed to mess things up. In this game, everyone's invited to come along on a vacation full of Fred's bungling ideas. Try to be the first home in spite of all the hazards. And then it says 4, 1, 2, 3. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that's some note to the print setter or something. I'm not sure. This is not instructions, so this is kind of like unnecessary. They gave us a little backstory, a little canon, which is fun, but we need instructions for our game. So, the instructions are printed inside the box. So I will show you. I'm always saying that the instructions should be here, but this is not a bad way to do it either. Instructions are here. So I like that. That looks really good. We got the spinner here. Got some cards. Looks like multiple types of cards because they're more than one color. There's Fred just kicking a rock. And then there's white cards. Oh, that's the other side. So the other sides of these are white. Yabba dabba doo, luck has come to you. Go ahead, 5 spaces. So we have that. We have our playing pieces, which are just kind of generic. I don't know if these were the ones that came with the game. Yeah, I think they are, because I'll show you in a little bit, but there's an actual space where they set into the box. So here it is, the Flintstones game, Messed Up Vacation. And I like this game board. I like it a lot. I like the little artwork of Fred and Barney there, even though, again, got a little color issue. Fred's tie is now black. I don't know if Fred was like, Barney, this is a black tie affair at this beach. But yeah, the color scheme, a little strange. Wilma's wearing black pearls. I'm not sure what's going on there. And she appears to have borrowed Betty's dress. I'm not sure if she's wearing blue. Betty's wearing red. It's like some weird alternate version of the Flintstones. But this has little stories. Like if you look, like this goes through a little story from beginning to end. I think this is an absolute winner. 1971 is the copyright date, by the way, at the bottom here. We're going to lay this out. We'll put the pieces on there. We'll find out how we play, and we will play. So here are the playing pieces. I think they're the right ones because they kind of fit in there. I guess it could be other things. We look like we're just missing one of them. So we could do a 3-player game with this. It's a shame that they aren't Flintstones characters. Instead, it's just like regular kids getting ready to kick each other in the butt. But hey, that's all you need. I mean, you just need a playing piece. Could just be a pawn. Those, I guess, are a step up from the pawns. It says here, Messed Up Vacation game. The Flintstones, along with their friends, the Rubbles, are going on a vacation, and Fred plans the whole trip, and it turns out to be a messed up vacation. That's why they all want to go home. We're going to put the cards over here, and we'll put our player here. We're going to be this green kicking boy, and we'll be playing against this yellow kicking girl. So we're going to just do a phantom game for a couple turns and see what happens. You can see on the board we've got stuff like wait 1 turn for Barney. Over here we got Rock Road and Sand Street. And then this guy, look at that guy in the background. I don't remember that guy being in the show. Wow, they're dead. They're just going to they're going to snap their necks. Her foot is slipping. And then they're reading the news down here, so I don't know what the news is Is it bad news about their trip? And then over here we got this sea monster, which definitely looks more like a sea monster than on the box, where it's colored to look like Dino, who's over here. There's Pebbles and Bam Bam. And Barney with that messed up vacation. All right, so here's an interesting thing. It says players spin the dial, and you can see that one of the possibilities is to get Fred Flintstone. It says if Fred Flintstone is spun, then that player will choose his color and be the first to play. If Fred is not spun, the highest number will choose a color, and then they'll go in a clockwise order. On your turn, you spin to see how far you go, but if you spin Fred Flintstone, and you can tell Fred is not happy that you spun him, if you spin him, then you draw a boulder card. There's also spots on the board that tell us to draw boulder cards. We're going to spin for our guy, our little green boy. Let's get a spin. We got a Fred Flintstone, which means we draw a boulder card. And it says, nice place up ahead, speed up 4 spaces forward. So we're here, we're going to go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you'll notice there's 2 size spaces. There's little gray slates and then larger gray slates. If you're on a larger one, the player can pass you. But if we were on one of these and she came up behind, let's say she spins and she got just a 1, let's pretend it was a 4, she would get to here and she'd have to stop. She couldn't go any further because he is on that kind of a space. Now, if we get here, go either way. So you got 2 options, but it depends on if your opponent is going the same way. For example, if you go this way and somebody's behind you, they can't pass you, whereas that way they can. Same thing on this side. All right, so the instructions say that if you land on one of these 3 spots, you slide down. Now, these symbols don't appear to mean anything. I've taken a look at the game instructions, and I just don't see anything that explains why they chose. You know, it's like Lucky Charms was setting up the board all of a sudden. But anyway, you'd slide down. Once you slide down, you draw a card. So once you slide down to the bottom, you draw a card. And if the card instructs you to go back 3 spaces, you go up the hill and count back from the space on the left. So that's kind of specific. All right, well, let's draw some boulder cards. Let's see what we would see if we drew some. Ho, ho. What? Barney's like, ho, ho, move any one player back 5 spaces on the board. Yipe, a beastosaurus, go back 3 spaces. Wilma and Betty went shopping. Wait here 1 turn. I thought this was a bad vacation. Now they're out shopping? That sounds fun. Yabba dabba doo, luck has come to you. Go ahead 5 spaces. I don't see a 3-space one. Fred says to step on the gas. Go ahead to the next double lane spot. Tee-hee, Wilma's on a shopping spree. Wait 1 turn. Oh, no, you can't go. Stay 1 turn. All right, I think I understand this somewhat random instruction about if a card instructs him to go back 3 spaces. I think they're just saying if a card instructs you to go back, you go back up the hill and count backwards. So I guess the idea is whatever the card tells you to do, you do it on that turn. Because I was wondering how you stay down there. But so if you slid down there, you'd stay 1 turn. That would be one option. That one's wait 1 turn. This one's go ahead to the next double lane spot. You'd go all the way up and then you go all the way down here and you'd land on the next double spot, which would be right here. So now let's say we're both here and I'm going to spin. I got a 5, so I'm going to go 1. She's on the same space as me, so I can go here. Now, if I stayed here, she can't get in front of me, but I got to go 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we'll spin for her. She gets a 4, which will go 1, 2, 3, and 4. She's right behind me. I got a 5, which will put me home, and I have won. Ta-da! I wanted to show you this because you probably spotted in the background. It's sitting on that side and it's in the corner always. This is a talking Fred Flintstone, but he doesn't talk anymore. I think he just needs some fresh batteries and then he'll yabba dabba do it. But look, he's got the watch. The Fred Flintstone watch like he had in the movie. This is John Goodman as Fred Flintstone. I love this movie, by the way. I don't know if this movie gets enough respect for what it did. This was a time period where there weren't a lot of like cartoon movies. Like, it was unusual to see one, and now I feel like they're far more common, and this was a good one. This is one of the better ones. You did a good job, Fred. They put out a sequel. The sequel's fun. The sequel's weird because it doesn't have any of the lead actors. Like, John Goodman didn't come back. Rick Moranis didn't come back. But I thought that first one, I thought it was just a lot of fun. The plot is a little weird because they're looking for the dumbest person to take the fall. They want a patsy. They want a dope. So they do a test to find who the smartest is. And because Barney gives Fred his test, he's chosen as the smartest so he can be the patsy to fall for their scheme. It's kind of backwards. Kind of a little bit backwards. I'm not sure exactly why they did it that way. Great cameos. Halle Berry, by the way, playing Sharon Stone. That's hysterical. I love it. Good times, Fred. By the way, if you enjoy these videos, come back every day at 2 o'clock and be like Fonzie and give this video a thumbs up. And while you do, go, hey, because that'll help the algorithm get more people to see this video. If you think this is a good board game, put Yabba Dabba Do in the comments. And if you don't, put Yabba Dabba Don't. Well, that's going to bring this one to a close. Right now, a box is going to pop up here and a box over here. You can choose either one because I'm in both. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. It's going to be a good time. Be there. Yabba Dabba Do it. Go see another video and come back at 2.